Hey everybody, welcome back to the Winner's Circle. I'm Derrick.
And I'm Cody.
And Happy New Year. A little belated, but we're here. We took a week off. The holidays were going on. There wasn't a lot of stuff in the news, and we didn't want to bring any negativity to it. So we said, hey, you know what? Let's reset. Let's enjoy the holidays with our friends and family. We'll come back strong after the new year. So that's why we're here. And essentially what we're going to do tonight, a little different. We're getting ready for the new year. All the reality shows coming out. We're going to talk about it. We want to first recap 2021, and then we're going to talk about some of the things coming up. But before we get into that, Cody, how was your holidays?
My holidays was good, but before we get into that, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Make sure, if you haven't done so already and you guys are watching, subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications. It's really important to help see us grow in the subscriptions. It's free. It costs you $0. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss the second we put out a video. Going into the holidays, it was a crazy holiday, to be honest. I don't know how people were out there. I had a COVID-filled holiday.
I'm aware.
Everybody was testing positive. It was all over the place. Every other person that I talked to tested positive. Thankfully, everybody has, gotten through it, is healthy. And, but it was crazy. It was almost like you saw it coming, right? You went into the holidays, you were like, cases are spiking. Everybody's testing positive. Oh, I don't know. Maybe my family won't get hit. We got hit. But everybody's healthy, so I'm very happy for that, and we were very blessed. But the holidays were great to get together with the family. I loved it. A lot of driving around. Christy and I were south, north, south, all over. A lot of miles went on the car today.
How was your fake tree through all of it?
Fake tree's already packed up and on his way down to Amazon. Okay, so we got through the holidays. I have to tell you, though, although I did rip on the tree, the feeling in my apartment went drastically down the second we had to break it down. I got used to like the tree, we had it in the corner right in front of our TV. And so every night the lights were out, the tree was on, the TV was on. It was such an incredibly warm feeling. And I got so used to it. I just got so comfortable in it. And then once we took it down, I felt like something was missing. It didn't.
I got a question for you. Why can't we normalize having a small lit tree all year round? We got plants around the house. We got, some people put like little palm trees and stuff in their house. Why can't you have a small, what are the pine trees? Is that what it is? A pine tree with the little lights? Maybe because it's all year round, it's fake, but a little pine tree like I had back here, some lights on it. Why can't we normalize that?
I'll tell you why you can't normalize it. For the same reason why when everybody has something, it's just it kind of fades. The want and the desire for it fades. And so that time of year is so special because you get the Christmas tree, you get the Christmas lights, you get the presents. And if you start doing that and like the tree's up all year round, it almost makes that time of year like less special. I feel like that's a special part of that time of year, the Christmas tree, the lights on the house. Like it's just a warmer feeling, the wreath on the front door. We only have a front door. We don't have like the whole, so we don't set up the lights, but like that, I feel like that's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
You look forward to it because it's something you only get for a short period every year. Yeah. No, I get it. It sucks. And there's a depression that takes place after you take it down. Like I took my tree down today, dying inside. Dude, I still have my lights up on my house though.
Dude, when Christmas ended, I was like, you know what? That next week, I want to get stuff done before New Year's. We kept the tree up. I felt really good. I was doing stuff. The tree came down after New Year's. This whole week for me has been a little off. I feel a little off. Like every day is like, it's tough to get yourself motivated. I had to like snap out of it somehow. And thankfully I had a sunny day yesterday. I don't know. Does that happen to you? I get like, one, I get seasonal lows. And two, if the sun isn't out for me for multiple days, I get like super low. And it all kind of came up right after New Year's. And like these past couple of days, I've been like, just like my psyche's been like super down. It happens to it happens to me a lot. It happens like every couple months until the summertime.
See, I hate the sun. So for me, like we had a rainy day today, and I was so happy.
Really?
I was like, yeah, I love it. I love it gloomy. I like being snowed in, rained in. As a kid,
snowed in is a different story. I'm not going there.
I love it all. I just want doom and gloom. I don't know. I always liked it. My whole life. But again, also like if I think about the sun for too long, I get burnt. So it's like that might be the trauma as a child might be part of the reason why I think about the sun and it gives me anxiety.
Possibly.
But I was going to say something else too. I've been seeing on your Instagram that you're back at the gym, and I feel like that might be contributing to your mentality because you're feeling like, hey, I'm back in the groove now. I'm getting after it.
I see you agree with you.
Got accountability online.
I say it to Christy, and I feel like I do those like, parking lot check-ins to hold myself accountable. It's like a way to hold myself accountable because honestly, I've been getting a lot of DMs being like, I love these. These are hilarious. This is funny. And so I was like, all right, well, now it gives me like something. It gives me a reason to like want to do that. And if I'm not doing it, then it's like, well, did I go to the gym today? And all right, now people are now like, as I preach it, I'm just full of shit. You can't be preaching something if you're just not buying into it yourself. And so, yeah, I totally think that adds to like the whole mental aspect of it, like working out. I always go in feeling horrible and not wanting to work out. And then I work out and I come out with this crazy different energy level. And
it's endorphins, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a scientific fact that you work out, you release endorphins, you relieve stress.
Yeah. And I love it. And so it's been great. But even, dude, I even have my days, even when I'm working out, I wake up days and I'm like, man, I'm just not working out today. And then I like, I don't know how you are when you start having like negative, like if you start to like kind of go down, the negative side of things, I brutally talk to myself. Like, bro, you're such a fucking bitch. Like, get up, get out, go to the gym. Don't be a bitch. Get yourself into the gym and work out. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this like moping around, like bad attitude. Get up and get out. Sometimes I'll say it out loud. Chrissy will be like, why do you talk to yourself like that? That's horrible.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's like, oh, that's weird.
That's all. I never saw that in the first 5 years. This is the problem. Because now we're living together every day. So it's like she sees all sides of me.
Quick shout out to Billy, your boy BCAP too. He's been on the grind on Snap for a while.
Dude, he sent you Snapchats?
He posted on his story
I don't see
about
Snapchat.
Going to the gym. LA Fitness. He's always at the gym.
Yeah.
He always posts when he's showing up. He's always like, yo, we don't take Mondays off or whatever. Like, but he's been doing it for a long time.
Beast.
So shout out to him because he's always posting on it. Billy, you probably ain't watching or listening, but if you are,
he is.
I appreciate you,
because I hit him up every time. I'm like, yo, did you watch the episode? All right, bro, I'm gonna listen at work. All right, you better. Don't miss my episodes, bro.
No, he definitely. I follow him on Snap. I see his stuff, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. New year.
Yeah. What about you? How was the holidays?
It's different for me. I'm a different boat than you. Like, for us, it's all about the kids.
Yeah.
So, it's about making it special for them, Santa, all that stuff. And, they got everything they want. My living room looks like Toys R Us now. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. But
Facts, bro.
No, it couldn't make it. But it's good, man. And it's tough for me because Jana's birthday's on the 22nd of December. Tenley's birthday's on the 30th of December.
Yeah.
And then Peyton's birthday's on the 5th. So that's like the gauntlet for me. Like, we got to kick out a couple more episodes, Code, because
you're going through the ringer all through December. December is a rough go.
It's a rough go for me. Like, and it sucks for Tenley a little bit because we do like a small family party for her on the 30th, but like her actual birthday party's this weekend because it's tough for everyone to get together over the holidays.
Absolutely.
So she's doing like a big birthday party this weekend with her friends. So it's good, man. I'm ready to go. I like the new year. I'm not someone who has like resolute. Like I don't wait for the new year to come up with things that I want to improve or take on. And so it's like, for me, I'm constantly evaluating like what I want to do differently, what I'm hoping to accomplish the next day, the next week, the next month. Yeah. So I don't really have a resolution or anything like that. I just want to be better than the year before. And as sad as this sounds, I do value a lot of like my success, for me is a big part of it. And there's multiple variables, there's multiple pillars to it: health, wealth, family, but wealth is a big one for me. I want to put myself in a situation where I'm creating generational wealth for my kids so they have more than I had. So that's the goal. As always, work harder, work smarter, find ways to grow, work for myself, be an entrepreneur, find ways to do what I want to do in life, but do it under my terms, not doing it while working for someone else.
I love
That's
that.
the goal.
Build wealth for yourself instead of for somebody else.
Absolutely.
Love
so
that.
Should we dive into the rewind? But before we go forward, we got to go backward.
We're going backwards. We're doing a little bit of a rewind. We're only covering Big Brother tonight.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, Survivor just happened. So are we really recapping it?
No.
People know.
We don't need to rewind to recap.
Erica won. There you go.
And we didn't see much of her all season. But we're going to go. So I'm just kidding. I'm just not kidding at all. 2022, I'm going to say I'm just kidding less when it's actually how I feel. That's what I'm going to do less. I'm not kidding.
We could talk about for 10 seconds. I mean, I put out a tweet about Xander, my feelings on it. And for those of you who didn't see it, basically said, I'm not saying Xander should have won. I just don't understand the rationale behind Xander not getting any votes, because from what we saw, he did extremely well. I thought he was like the front runner, to be honest, and he didn't get a single vote. So I tweeted about it, and lucky for me, Ricard quote tweeted me.
Yeah.
It was all fun. He wasn't malicious. Like I put, something along the lines of like, something's wrong with the Matrix, and he justified why they voted for Erica, not Xander, and put everything is good with the Matrix. And he got a ton of likes on it, as did I. And it was one of those things where it was like, you know what? This just shows you people can have a difference of opinion. I obviously go with Ricard. I did tweet him back. I did respond to him. And it wasn't to be an asshole. I was basically saying like, man, that's interesting, because Cody and I were saying all season how you were the best player based on the edit. And it appears from what you're telling me, because we didn't see a lot of Erica's game, that you weren't running things as much. It was more of Erica and other
according
people.
To the votes.
Yeah, that was running things. I still think Ricard was the best player that season, but maybe he wasn't. This isn't a dig, but maybe he wasn't doing as much as I thought, or we thought he was, and we just were only seeing the edit they gave Ricard and gave Xander, and that could happen.
Totally,
that could be the case. But it was all fun. Nothing but love for Ricard. I still think he's a great player. I do think he's got to come back before he can say he's one of the best players of all time.
Yeah. We can do a rewind to that. We can do a rewind to that ending, because that was something we mentioned. It was like Ricard was pretty much gassing himself up before he left, and Jeff was even gassing him up. It was like Jeff even knew too. I was like, what's going on here? What was this? He's the best. He's getting fifth, and honestly, that's not. You can't really even say that, because
no, Jeff was right. Some of the best people never win.
Tiffany, I think, is one of the best players that's played Big Brother. She got fifth.
Right.
So that's true. What does that mean? It means nothing. His placement means nothing. His play was what we're ultimately talking about.
Yeah.
But
maybe he'll come back.
I think he will.
And he's going to go against like Sandra, Tony, Jeremy, the big boys and girls, the real good players that are consistently good all the time. So if Ricard's catching this, nothing but love, buddy. You played a great game. Love the banter back and forth. And you know what I do like? I like how he kept it cordial. It was fun. Little busting chops back and forth. Nothing malicious. No ill intent on my part. And I don't think any on his. That's what it's about, guys. Have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Keep it light.
Yeah.
So there's our recap for Survivor.
Boom.
Erica won.
We'll see Ricard back again.
Yeah, we'll see Ricard back again. Maybe get a W. Maybe have him on here at some point to talk about, what happened.
It was funny. I was DMing with him. I DM'd him.
Were you really?
No, and not before, not after. And before I was like, bro, I don't know how this season's going to turn out. You played an incredible game. Thank you so much, Cody. That means a lot. You were amazing too. A week later, this happens. I was like, come on.
Where were you on that one, Cody?
Well, I just was like, I'm going to stay out of it.
Dude, it honestly wasn't that.
No, because it wasn't that deep. We talked about it.
It wasn't that deep. And I think there was a personal connection for him, because essentially I get where he was coming from, where I'm like kind of not dogging, that's a strong word, but like criticizing the jury votes. And he was a jury member. So absolutely he has the right to defend his vote and in the jury's opinion. And, he was a big cheerleader for that vote. So it does seem like he had a lot of influence.
We
so I think that's really... Yeah, I think that's really the perspective he was coming from. Like, hey, don't discredit the way we voted, because this is why we did it. I don't think it was malicious at all. It was
not. It was defending how the vote went. It was definitely not.
Yeah.
And
I
like the little jab, like at you saying the Matrix. Like, that's fun.
Well, I had just seen the commercial. The movie was coming out.
Whoops.
Well, bleep that one out.
Well, that was it.
Our 14 minutes in. Bleep it out.
We read that. Ooh, fired up in the new year, bro. Fired up in the new year.
So, all right, where are we going back to? Let's get into it.
This was the reason why I think this rewind is so crucial, and that why we have to do is because this was we've said it multiple times. It was a historic season of Big Brother, right? We saw that with the cookout. You had an all black alliance go to the end. You had the first black winner in American Big Brother. If you don't count the Celebrity Big Brother winner,
right?
Yeah. And so it was a huge historic season, and you saw Xavier win, but you saw players like Tiffany who were incredible. You saw people like Chada who were really good. I think Chada kind of got overshadowed,
overlooked,
by Tiffany and Xavier's play because they had the stories, and so there was the confrontation between Tiffany and Derrick F, and so I feel like Chada was another one that was a really good player of Big Brother. And so like, I kind of want to, that's why I want to do this rewind to kind of give the love to this season, which was the first season that I have watched every episode from beginning to end. First season I've ever done that. Never have done that before. It dragged on a little bit, which I got to see as a viewer exactly what everyone talked about because they said it to us on 16. They said it on 22. Right. When you have an alliance that is a powerhouse that wins everything and runs the house, how you kind of see, all right, I see exactly what's going to happen this week. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, very predictable.
But what I don't want people to do, which I don't think anybody was doing, quite frankly, is discredit the reason behind why a season can become tedious and boring because the players in there are doing such an incredible job. You know, it was such a cool season to watch, to see the different personalities, the different type of gameplays. Because Xavier, we had the undercover person, which, not to say anything about winners and winners, you did the undercover thing too. Everybody was calling that. Nobody in the house said a word about Derrick being another, he's not a groundskeeper. Everybody was kind of catching on to Xavier. He was like, dude, you don't even know how to make a cosmopolitan. What do you mean you're a bartender? I thought it was a really cool season. Again, I love that we called out Xavier being the winner. But I want to say there was Tiffany. I would love to see Tiffany come back for Big Brother.
For sure.
That's going to be my rewind of kind of how it all went down. Historic, one of the best, if not the best alliance in the house. Great winner. But I think an all-star was also born in Tiffany.
I agree. Yeah, the season was very surgical, and that can be boring for some. I think why it was so interesting this year is because we had a lot of historic things taking place because of the alliance, because of Xavier, all those things. And there was a little drama, not much, but the Kylan drama, there was a lack of drama, but the drama we did get, I think the Kylan Xavier moment is a memorable moment that they'll be talking about for years to come because it didn't get violent, but like that'll be on all the rewinds, all the recap shows because that thing between them happened live in the moment. It was real. It was a really good TV moment. So we had that. Then we had the historic results from the alliance, from Xavier. It was really great. And I do also want to give a shout out post-show because you can see, I think we did it very well on 16 for a while. We're not all that close now. Mm-hmm. I mean, but it's been a long time. It's been, 6-7 years? Yeah. People grow apart, people change. But Big Brother 23 is doing it the right way as well. They're all hanging out with each other. They're being cordial to one another. They're trying to stay close together. We did the same thing. That will wear off. Mm-hmm. I'm not being a party pooper. That will wear off, that newness, and people will start to move on with their lives. Right now, it's still new. You guys all share something in common that no one else would understand because your season is your season. But I do like the way they're approaching things. It's nothing but support and love for one another. Mm-hmm. And I hope for any future house guests that are out there, you try to carry on that torch, do the same thing. And I'd also say to the people who take the game a little too seriously and hold grudges against certain players, listen, if they're not holding grudges against one another, maybe you should let it go too. If they don't care, maybe you shouldn't care. So learn by example. Shout out Big Brother 23 as an alumni. I'm proud to call you, family, and you're representing us all extremely well.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool too how we got in touch with so many of them and had like long conversations with so many of them, and that was really cool for me. I've never had that. I've never had
after the show. A lot of people don't know that
with other seasons. I've not had that, and so that was really cool. Like it's amazing. I literally was texting Derrick F today. Because him and I just text about gaming. He's like, yo, you getting on today? And I'm like, I can't get on today. Are you going to get on tomorrow? Like, let's game together. Like, Kylan hit me up. He was here, but it was after the holidays, and I was around a bunch of people that had COVID, so I didn't want to be stupid and be like, hey, I feel good. I tested negative, but I didn't want to be like, hey, come here. He was literally here, and it kills me that he was so close, and I didn't get to see him because him and I went back and forth having conversations. I would love for them, like I would have loved for him to have met Christy. It would have been really cool. This cast was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah. And I love seeing them so close after the fact, the way that they are. Like Brittany, I shouldn't even say this because I don't follow all of them, but I follow a lot of them because I like really enjoy seeing what they're doing and how everything's going for them because they all came out with really good ambition too. I love, it was they were an awesome cast. You can say whatever you want. Good people. Was a confrontational season. It was a big, which, like everything is in this society in this day and age, it was a controversial season because a lot of people kind of hit both sides, right? When they were talking about the cookout and what they were doing. But it was a historic season because it had never been done before. And these are genuinely good people. This is what people don't get to see. Everybody just judges stuff based on their like views or opinions. And they don't see like, these are amazing people. Like Tiffany's amazing. Xavier's amazing. Oz's amazing. Chada, Kylan, Derrick. These are like amazing people. So when you talk about the cookout, like talk about it in an incredible light for what they did for Big Brother. I understand the opinions that people have, but don't take away this incredible feat that they did in Big Brother that will be remembered forever. And circling back to that confrontation, a lot of YouTube videos are going to have to get remade because that confrontation between Kylan and Xavier, that's like one of the top ones,
there.
Right?
Yeah, it's up there.
It's one of the top
for
ones.
me, it was. I mean, there's been times where people have gotten physical, like the headbutt with Joe and Chef Joe and Russell's brother.
Watching that one, I didn't feel like I was like, nothing's going to happen in this. Even when he was charging him, like Chef Joe.
Chef Joe.
When he was charging him, I was like, nothing's happening.
Russell's brother charged him.
And Joe was like, kind of like, oh, what's up? And I was like, nothing's happening here. Because you could tell like when it's like, but with Kylan and Xavier, I did not feel that way.
Yeah, I was sweaty.
I was sweaty. I was sweaty.
Because the two dudes that can throw. Yes. For sure. There's no doubt. And it would have been, I don't know if there's any security nearby that's breaking those
Derrick
two
F.
up.
He would have been the only security. And Derrick
He's
F.
the only guy they got.
I said this after the whole thing.
He's a big dude. Yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah. He's strong. He might have just palmed them both.
Like both of you.
Yeah, I agree. He's got that Joe Frazier strength.
Yeah, which is,
you know what I mean?
Tough.
So, no, I agree with you. That was a great moment, and that will go down. It's unfortunate for them, but I think they're taking it in stride, and they've completely mended bridges. There's no ill will and we've talked to both sides. Talked to Xavier. He called me a week and a half ago. Did he call you? I don't want to say it. Did he call you about the thing? He did.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what it is, but he's working on some ideas, something he might want to put together. Great dude. So yeah, that's really it. It will be interesting to kind of segue into 2022. It will be interesting to see how Big Brother 24 takes what they've seen on Big Brother 23 and how that translates into the game. Because you always see the next cast try to emulate some of the things that were done by the successful contestants in the season before. Right. In this case, it's a whole successful alliance. Will they try to replicate that? Will they do something different? What will they learn from it? They'll be talking a lot about Big Brother 23. Yeah, will they now have a template? Will they try to use that template, or will they adapt it to their own? And will we see something completely different? Yeah. It'll be interesting. But before we get to Big Brother 24, we have Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to continue because on that perspective, because I think we'll close it out with Celebrity Big Brother. But in that perspective, what do you think? Because like I've been very open about the trajectory that I feel the show is going to go after season 23. This is going to be, I don't know, it's going to be very interesting. I'm very eager to see because there is no way as a player going in, you can't think about season 23 and how everybody kind of just like turned and was like, oh, I was oblivious to it. And it was crazy that they were working together because I think in some sense people were thinking it and afraid to say it. Now, how was that going to translate on 24? What's going to happen now?
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen again. Because now it's not as there might be a version of it, but I think once it's been done, you're the first. Yeah, you know what I mean. They were the first. They knew the responsibility they had, and I do think there's something deeper you can take from the success of why it works. Because you and I had it as well, and I was thinking about this for a while, and it wasn't necessarily the individuals of the cookout. It was what they stood for and what was important to them. They all had the same goal, which was to have the first Black winner. Right. And that was bigger to them than winning. Yeah. And their relationships with each other wasn't based on game or who's the strongest competitor. It was like, you look like me. We both want the same thing. Well, take out color for a second. You and I had something very similar in the sense that like our relationship was past game. Yeah. I looked at you like a brother. I wanted to win, but if I didn't win, I wanted to do everything in my power to make sure that you won. Yeah. And it was because I liked you when you talked about your family and I felt like I knew them. And you talked about my daughter and Jana and like, it was something bigger than the game. you can't fake it.
Right.
It either happened. We couldn't, going back in there, you did go back in there. I don't know. You can speak upon it if you had that in Big Brother 22.
22.
But I felt like an emotional connection to you that was bigger than the game, and therefore it made us really strong together.
Yeah.
The cookout had that. So the reason people didn't see it is because they had a lot of unspoken words to each other and a trust that was predicated on a feeling, a personal feeling, as opposed to a strategy. That's the real key to success. So we'll see what people use as a common goal in mind that they can personally all relate to on season 24. Will it be based on race or will it be based on something else? We have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But for it to truly be as successful as the cookout, they're going to have to dig deep and find something that's important to them on a personal level, so important that it means more to them than winning.
Well, that's how majority of the big alliances work, right? They work or they implode because you're working with people that you want to also see succeed. It's like, okay, well, if I don't win, I would rather see this person win versus this person who I don't really connect with for any reason. Honestly, I don't connect with them. I don't trust them. I want to see the people that I'm working with win. And when you're working in an alliance where all of you like each other to a certain extent or connect with each other to a certain extent, those are the alliances that really end up doing well, right? Because like we had the Bomb Squad, which was, great in theory, 8-person alliance. Well, you got half the house in it. Well, what could go wrong? It was too many. It was just people that didn't really connect with one another, Right. It took me a very long time to actually connect with Caleb. That took a while. And so you're working with people that you're like, why do I even see myself working with them? And that's why alliances implode. You know what I'm saying? We saw it on 23 with, the alliance, that Frenchie tried to make with the Butchers, right? And it just kind of imploded because everybody was like yes to an alliance, but no to the people in it. And so it ends up imploding. And so the script that the cookout has created shows exactly what you need to do. You have to, even if you have tiffs with somebody, the way Tiffany and Derrick F did, you stay loyal to one another. Right? You stay loyal to one another. I may not want you here, but I'm going to keep you here because it's best for us. Like that theory is what is going to help you propel Big Brother. If you stay loyal to your numbers is a huge part of success in Big Brother, right? Yeah. Success by numbers. And I learned that when we played in 16 and I brought that into 22 and was like battling tooth and nail to make sure Danny wasn't going after Tyler and Tyler wasn't going after Nicole and Danny and Enzo wasn't going after Nicole. And it was like, you battle tooth and nail for your numbers always. Because if your numbers are surrounding you, you're probably always in a great position. And so if anybody's going to take anything away from what the cookout did, it was showing you how to get 6 from day 1 to day whatever it was when it was only final 6.
How to get her done. First alliance to ever do it.
And they did it. And it's not easy to do. Like,
hell no.
It's really, really difficult, quite
frankly.
Hell
no. We couldn't, we had a great, detonators, whatever. We couldn't, none of us did it. So it's one of those things where, it will be interesting to see how the future players out there who are watching right now decide to emulate their game, change it up a little bit, make it their own. Because you're always going to see it. You're never going to see it replicated, but you'll see adaptations of it. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it as well. But that brings
final talk, the celebrity
Big Brother. What? So like celebrity Big Brother, right? Who can we expect? Who do you think would actually say yes? How much is the time frame? Because it's a shortened season. And how are they going to handle this? Because I have a really fun. I think the reason why Celebrity Big Brother doesn't really work that well is because these are all people that are like
there for a check.
I'm there for a check.
And to get some notoriety, maybe
get my name out there.
Some of them are,
I don't care about this game. Not all.
I will say this, and I know it holds true for you as well. But listen, we're always honest with you guys. The winner circle, we're all in this together.
Yep.
And I will tell you right now, and when we will take it to our grave, Cody and I both know someone that's on the season, 100%. And that's all we're saying. But am I right? Am I right?
Nope. You're not. I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
what are you talking about?
Are you being serious? You definitely know someone who's
Come on, bro. What are you doing? We're going to get hounded for this.
And then it's taking it to our grave.
Never say it. That's all. I'll never talk.
You'll never get it out of us.
Never talk.
Never get it out. Never talk. That's it. So that's all I'm going to say. And we will say, looking forward to seeing this person.
I would love to see it.
But because the only reason I bring it up is because of what we just said. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that person's there for that.
Exactly. Because
that's why I wanted to say it.
I agree with you 100%.
This person loves Big Brother. They're there for the game. Yeah. That's all we'll say. They ain't there for, they don't need the notoriety. They don't need the money. Yeah. They're there because they love Big Brother. Yeah. That's all we can say.
It's kind of, it's being that person is a good and a bad thing. It can be a bad thing if you don't know how to harness it the same way super fans go on and hurt their game, like we saw with Frenchie, right?
Right.
So there was another, it's driving me nuts that I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He was on Celebrity Big Brother. He was on the last season. What?
Not Ross, right?
No, he was a super fan. He's in all the Hallmark movies. Oh my God, bro. He was really close with a kid that I was acting with. And so I met him when I went out to Cali, and he asked me when I was out there with you.
Yeah.
I went and met up with them one of the days while you were filming.
Well, whoever he is, everybody out here is saying his name right now.
Oh, it's driving me nuts.
So he's going to look it up. But no, I mean, while he's looking that up, we're looking forward to it. We hope it's a good cast. There are a lot of celebrities that watch Big Brother that are fans of it that don't talk about it publicly. I remember after we won, there were celebrities that I knew of that were tweeting at me and stuff like that. So it's definitely a show that a lot of celebrities do watch. But like Cody was saying, it is a risk. So when you're a big celebrity going on a show like this where you're on the live feed, you do jeopardize some things because we all say and do things that are embarrassing sometimes. And when you're on the live feed, you're not looking your best. You don't have all your makeup and hair done. It may not be the best thing for someone who's already at that top tier. But for some people, the love for the game is bigger than the risk. And I don't know what cast we're going to get. I would think it's going to be pretty good because Big Brother 23 did expose a lot of people to the show that may not have known about it, kind of like Frankie Grande did as well, with correct. Ariana talking about it. Like, it brought in a new group of people to watch the show, and I do think the Big Brother fandom expanded upon what it usually does with all the notoriety and news coverage that Big Brother 23 was getting. So I think we're going to have some good players in there. I don't think it's going to be all individuals just looking for a paycheck. At least I hope it's not. Yeah. And it could give us a lot to talk about, which I'm excited about.
Well, so the person that I was talking about is Jonathan Bennett.
Shout out Jonathan Bennett. I know Jonathan. I don't know him personally, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Huge fan. You're right.
Yeah, he was a huge fan. Had so many
Mean
questions.
Girls.
Mean Girls. Talked to him a bunch about Big Brother, and he went in and did the super fan thing, and he overplayed, and it kind of rubbed people the wrong way, and they sent him home.
Well, he got nervous about him too because he knew what he was. He knew what he was doing.
And they're going in there like for most of them, they don't. Quite frankly, these are celebrities that are like. And when you think about celebrities, there's the people that we were talking about that are super fans, but then there are people that are like, what is this for me? What is this opportunity for me? FaceTime equates to dollars for them in their lives.
Yes, new opportunities.
Could help them opportunities, right? So they go on and they're in a situation for, I think it's only a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where
it's not long.
They fall apart. And this is why I watched Jonathan went home because I was super excited about it. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I was talking to his buddy about it. And he went home, and then I was like, and then every week it was like somebody complaining. Be like, oh my God, I'm ready to go home. And I'm like, you are there for 11 days. Stop complaining.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and it's not like Survivor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be complaining on Survivor. You get nothing. You are fed every week. You're restocked. I can only imagine how differently they're restocked and how much extra they get because it's not the same as us. And you're just kind of living day to day. Like, you get a break from the craziness of what being a celebrity, I can only imagine, is like. And they get to just be in the house, right? That's what I don't want to see. I'm really hoping to not see that. I do not want to see these celebrities go on and complain about the grueling time that they're away when it's literally like 35 days.
I hope we have some people that I know. You know what I mean? Like and we have in the past, and I hope we have some good celebrities.
Last season, Ricky Williams, Tom Green, they're going to get good people. They're going to get good people.
I think they will. I think you're right.
And I'm looking forward to it. That grew on me big time. He grew on me big time.
It'll be fun. Tom Green was a great cast. I mean, he's just perfect for Big Brother. And I think it's I don't know who's casting. I think it's Jesse again, Tannenbaum. If it's him, he's been doing a great job with the casting. So he's probably got some tricks up his sleeve if it's him again. We're looking forward to it. We'll be covering it for sure.
Hold on, I'm
We might even do a little
read
live
you
feed
season
analysis.
2. Season 2's
Hit me with
cast,
it.
and give me one person based off of this that you think could be a possibility. Right? Tamar
Okay.
Braxton, Ricky.
On this season, you mean?
No, I'm just going to read you based off of last season who they got, and you say on this upcoming season who you think you may see based off of this list. Because there's a lot of people on here, that I wasn't even thinking of. Lolo Jones, gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist. Ricky Williams, NFL running back. Dina Lohan, Lindsay Lohan's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Not a small person. Candy Burris, Tom Green.
Love Candy.
Natalie Eva Marie, which was a WWE wrestler.
The redhead.
Huge.
Yep.
She's big because WWE people are monsters. They're like celebrities in their own,
Yep.
Whatever. Kato, Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence. He was there for the notoriety.
Maybe I get a sitcom after this. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Lochte, huge. Jonathan Bennett, big.
Yep.
And then Anthony, I don't even know.
Not Anthony Fauci, I was gonna say, but the news, the sport, the guy for the politics, the Trump guy.
Yeah, former White House communications director.
Yeah, he only stayed like a week though.
He left.
Yeah, he was only like a week.
They gave him a fake house guest on here because he might have just sent himself. The one person I'm not seeing on here was the Broadway singer from Hairspray. Wasn't she on this one, or was that the first one?
Marissa was the season before.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So
Marissa was the season before,
right?
She was with Ross.
TV personalities, I guess a political guy, athletes, actors.
Yeah, they're gonna have there's gonna be a politician in there if they can get it. I agree. Athletes. It's usually people like, I want to see the woman from I believe her name, I Love New York. Like, what's her? There's always, what I'm talking about, right?
No,
I think her name's Tiffany. But she's crazy. She's been on, there used to be a show called I Love New York. She's like a reality TV like legend because of the stuff she does. And I'd like to see her on. Athletes, I could see like, because I've seen him on other shows, like a Terrell Owens.
Oh, come on, bro. This is so annoying because it's going to seem like I'm just going off what you just said. But you're the worst. You're the worst.
You were going to say him?
Because I was looking at him like, all right, NFL player. There's no way you don't get an NFL player. It should be easy. Somebody that's retired, somebody that has got a great personality from the NFL.
Might cause some controversy.
One of two people I was going to say. Terrell Owens.
Who's the other one?
Chad Ochocinco. I was like, one of those
Chad
two.
Ochocinco would huge.
You know what I'm saying?
He'd be great.
You got to get one of those two. But those are going to be who I said, and you yanked it.
They just had Meta World Peace on there.
Yeah, he was on the first season also.
Yeah, Chuck Liddell. I mean, yeah, the names are definitely going up. I'm excited to see who it is. I hope we have. It always gets better every year, it seems like. So with coming off a great season like 23, the notoriety's out there as far as what it can do for you. So I think it's a big selling point for them, and it's going to be interesting to see who have it. I'm looking forward to it. Big Brother's always a good time of year. Yeah, absolutely. We'll be covering it. That's for sure. We'll be there. Anything else to wrap it up?
Little post interview. Getting back into the interviews, bro.
Post interviews.
I'm going to be nervous the first one. Again, the same way we were the last time. The first interview, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen. Then we got seasoned. Now these are different types of people.
Now we talking to celebrities.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, Derrick and Cody? We love you. Oh my God.
As long as CBS doesn't take away our media credentials.
They might. It might just be a little more strict, to be honest.
They could.
And we could get the
You're
boot.
not lying.
We could get the boot.
We could.
Because we're only
We did pretty good for them last year, though.
We did.
We had some good views.
Yeah, we had really good views.
CBS, don't take us off the list. Please.
PR.
Please.
Come on.
Please. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Guys, like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram at Winner Circle Cast. That's really it. It helps us out exponentially.
Absolutely. And I've said it before, but there's some recent news. If you're listening on audio right now and you're not a YouTube subscriber, please leave a comment, 5 stars. It would be appreciated. And they just announced on Spotify that you can now rate the episodes, the show, etc., just like Apple. I don't think you can leave comments yet, but you can leave up to 1 to 5 stars. Would really appreciate the 5-star review on Spotify. I went and looked the other day. We already have some 5-star reviews on Spotify before we even announced it here. So we truly do appreciate it. We appreciate the love and support. As always, thank you for joining us here on the Winner Circle. We will see you next week.